Sometimes I really appreciate being able to remember where I've been in the past, like ways that I used to think, because it unlocks questions that I would now ask myself back then, even though I'm not in that same position anymore. Where I was back then, I needed so much guidance that I'm in a position now where I can sort of talk to my older self and give myself some ideas, some tips that would get me to where I am now faster. And although I'm here now, I think that doing this and talking about it on camera allows people who were in my position back then to get to reap the rewards of where I've made now, of where I've made it now, of where I am now. And one of the things that I'd like to tell myself back then, maybe 5 years ago, is that if you feel lost, if you don't know who you are or where you want to be or in life, or that's actually one of the best places to be. It's the most exciting place to be, because when you don't know who you are, there's so much potential in you. And in a way, you can only go up from there, because when you don't know who you are, you're basically at rock bottom. Even if you're not, let's say, homeless, or even if you're not doing that bad, even if you're at a comfortable job, not knowing who you are or where you will be in 10 years is one of the best places to be, because you have a starting point. At the least you at least know that there's nowhere else to go but in a direction that you want to go. And so if you don't know who you are, think about who you'd like to be without the judgment that you typically put on yourself of like, oh, but I couldn't be that, or I was never meant to be that, or it's not written in the stars, or it's not in my cards to become this person. Throw that out the window for just a few moments, just for that day, or just for this exercise. Think about, what kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be more confident in myself? Do I want to walk differently? When I talk to people, do I want to be able to look them in the eye? When I talk to people, do I want to be able to persuade them about something? Do I want to be interesting? Who do I want to be to myself? And then once you can decide that, then that's the person you're supposed to be to everyone else, right? But people don't think about this. They think that they're like waiting for the world to tell them what to do. They're waiting for the world to tell them to quit their job, and that now is the right time to quit their job, and like now is the right time to go after this specific job based on like a 10-minute conversation that they've had with you. It's like, no, nobody knows you better than you do. Nobody knows you better than you. And although you can learn from other people, you need to watch their actions more than what they say. And on top of that, knowing that nobody knows you more than you gives you a good enough reason to be somewhat arrogant about your path in life, because you can actually say, you know what, everything that's in my life, I chose this. Even if it's not where I'd like to be, I've gotten myself this far. Therefore, I can pick something. I can pick a new goal. And I can end up somewhere different. My whole point of telling you this is that so many people, including myself back then, I was like, man, I'm cutting myself some slack, honestly, because I was trying. But long periods of trying, followed by long periods of not trying and just drifting, can undo all of that you've done. I mean, it won't undo it, because everything you do counts. But you have to be relentless about this. It has to be at the forefront of your mind. If you don't keep it at the forefront of your mind, exactly where you want to be in life, it's going to be a pain. It's going to be a pain in the back of your, like in your side. And you're going to wonder why you snap at people. You're going to wonder why people don't give you respect. You're going to wonder why, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're not proud of who's in front of you. And so we distract ourselves. We distract ourselves with video games. We distract ourselves with TikTok scrolling, Instagram scrolling, YouTube scrolling. And we watch all these different topics. We watch some videos that are, in line to the life that we want to live. Let's say that you want to do something in sales. You watch a video on sales and you feel fired up. You're like, okay, I'm in alignment. This is what I'm trying to be in my life. Therefore, I'm watching videos that are going to teach me how to be that. But then the next day comes around and it's like you think the work's done for a little while. So you go jerk off, not literally jerk off, but you go order Uber Eats and you watch YouTube videos that have nothing to do with the life that you're trying to build. Or maybe you're watching someone else do it. And you think it's inspiring, but it's not, because it's giving you the feeling you're almost living vicariously through the person that you're watching on screen without having to do the work that they did to get there. You're not having to go through the pain of being in a foreign country by yourself, not knowing a single soul, not knowing the language of the country that you're in, not knowing where to find food, where to find shelter, how to communicate with people, how to make money while you're there. You don't know any of these things, but you're still watching someone do it, and you feel the fulfillment that's close enough to what you imagine the real thing to be, that it takes away the curiosity, it takes away the excitement of going to try something that you're actually curious about. Like those curiosities you have, they're not supposed to be quenched by a virtual replication of it. They're there to push you to do something that's different. It's there to push you to take a risk in life, because unless you do something that's drastically different in your life, the majority of your life is going to stay absolutely the same. It's going to look the same from year to year. It's only you might be around a slightly different people, working a slightly different job, making a little bit more money, living in a slightly better neighborhood. But it's like, don't you want a bigger change than that? Then don't you want it now? Don't you want it as quick as you can get it? If you knew that you could have the life that you want as soon as tomorrow, and you were given the ticket to do it, would you not take the ticket? Would you not board the plane and take would you not take that one-way flight to the life that you want? Of course you would. You're not going to say, no, actually, you know what? I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here in this pond, and I'm going to make a few ripples over here and a few ripples over there. Look, I made a difference. Like, see these waves? Like, that wouldn't have happened without me. Clearly, I'm making an effort in my life. See, don't tell me that I'm a loser. Don't tell me that I'm not doing enough. But the reality is, everyone, no matter how much they're doing, can always do enough. It can always do more. And this is not a call to workaholicism or for you to like beat yourself over the head and just grind yourself down to your grave. But I'm telling you this to fire you up, because the chances of you, the odds of you actually not falling in this pool of people that are doing a lot, that are working hard, but are either working hard at the wrong things or working only a little bit hard on the right things, is very slim that you're not in one of those two people. It's just very slim. Most people aren't like that. And it takes a lot for someone to actually be like that 24/7. How many people do you know that actually do that 24/7? There's very few people. You see them now at the peak of their success, but when you didn't know about them, is because they were putting in the grind. They were actually putting in the hours to work more than they did the day before. That's all they cared about, is how can I work more? How can I put more effort into the things that matter in my life? How can I get a bigger lever, and how can I pull it harder to get where I actually want to go? And stop fucking around, and stop lying to myself, telling myself that I'm doing enough. Right? Nobody tells you this, and nobody wants to hear it from anybody else. So know that when I'm telling you this through this camera, I'm talking to myself as well. And if this feels like it's meant for you, then it's meant for you. But know that I'm not saying this to YouTube, or I'm not posting this video to get other people to feel the same way. I want people that already feel the same way deep down to come across this video to remind them that they feel this way. Because it takes reminding. It takes a daily reminder. You can't just do this once a year. You can't just go on a once a year retreat somewhere to remind yourself of who the fuck you are. You got to remind yourself every damn day. Every God blessing day. You have to remind yourself of who you are. And if that means that you got to watch me get all passionate and screaming at the camera for you to do that, for you to get that reminder, then I'll be it. So be it. Because I have to be that for myself. There's nobody that's doing it for me. So with that, I'll leave you guys with this. This life is your life. Every decision that you make is your decision, no matter who influenced you to make it. It always crosses past a barrier that you say yes or no to. So with that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.